Our coverage of the impeachment trial continues now at 5:30. The Senate trial started today with a fight over how it will proceed.
And today there are a number of administrative duties for the Senate to consider before moving forward. Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin joins us now live in studio with the details. Caroline?
Well, Mike and Shannon, we've been tracking this all afternoon, but not too much has happened yet. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Senate floor where legislators continue to debate the rules of the trial. Yesterday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell unveiled a resolution laying out the procedures of the trial. This resolution would delay votes on whether to call witnesses or admit new evidence until after opening arguments by House impeachment managers and the president's defense team. But Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer fought back, saying he was not in support of delaying votes or witnesses. Later this afternoon, a similar message from Rep. Schiff. He argued McConnell's resolution on rules does not provide a fair process and would conceal crucial evidence for most, if not all, of the proceedings.
I believe the most important decision in this case is the one you will make today. The most important question is the question you must answer today. Will the president and the American people get a fair trial? Will there be a fair trial? I submit that this is an even more important question than how you vote on guilt or innocence, because whether we have a fair trial will determine whether you have a basis to render a fair and impartial verdict.
A partisan impeachment is like stealing an election. And that's exactly what we have. Talk about the framers' worst nightmare. It's a partisan impeachment that they've delivered to your doorstep in an election year. Some of you are upset because you should be in Iowa right now. But instead we're here, and they're not ready to go. And it's outrageous. It's outrageous. And the American people won't stand for it, I'll tell you that right now.
Also this afternoon, Senator Schumer introduced an amendment to subpoena White House documents, specifically phone records between President Trump and Ukraine's president and phone calls with other administration officials regarding military aid to Ukraine. But that amendment was tabled after a vote on the Senate floor. Eyewitness News Washington, D.C. correspondent Morgan Wright will share reaction from congressional members from New England. That's coming up in less than 10 minutes. I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
Happening right now, a live look at the floor of the U.S. Senate, where the debate over the rules of President Donald Trump's impeachment trial is still going on.
Both the House impeachment managers and the president's legal team have been clashing all afternoon. Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin joins us now live in studio with an update. Caroline?
Well, Mike and Shannon, right now that debate does continue on the Senate floor over the rules of the impeachment trial. This is just the third time in U.S. history that a president has been on trial and faced removal from office. New since 5:30, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has changed his proposed rules for the trial after some of his fellow Republican senators objected to them. McConnell's resolution was what held up proceedings this afternoon and sparked quite a bit of debate. Now Representative Schiff says it's time to get this show on the road. He hit back this afternoon at the White House defense team, who accused the House managers of coming to the trial without a solid case.
The House calls John Bolton. The House calls Mick Mulvaney. Let's get this trial started, shall we? We are ready to present our case. We are ready to call our witnesses. The question is, will you let us? That is the question before us.
And when President Trump was asked about the trial today, he once again said the entire thing is a hoax, and he's sure it will work out fine. I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Caroline. And Eyewitness News will have continuing coverage of the impeachment trial on air on WPRI.com and on the WPRI 12 News app.